find you hiding here in the near clear blue.
He's been cited by IGN, The Quartering, Timcast, The Daily Wire, Bounding into Comics, and even Dr. Jordan B. Peterson.
What?
Hey, the Pro Show is on!
Awesome! Let's turn it on.
Guys? Where'd you go?
Morty, let's check in on Ryan Johnson's new trilogy.
Okay.
I bypassed the compressor.
What did you do, Ray?
Son of a definitely leave a mark.
Now, he was okay, you know, after 6-7 weeks. Okay? You know, they get over it. Kids are resilient like that.
Yeah. I hate it.
You know, it's the standard, what would George do?
I don't want you here.
So sorry, George, I didn't think it would go like this.
Plummy, you fools.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
Weird. Stay away from liquor, kids.
I have always liked Cowabunga.
Cowabunga!
Now that's more like it, Mr. Wayne.
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.
The Force will be with you. Always.
That's how winning is done.
I am vengeance. I am the night.
That's what she said.
I am Batman.
If I won tonight, I would come home and we'd celebrate. Well, I'm coming home, we're celebrating. God bless you all.
Watch your habits, for they become your character. And watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. What we think, we become.
It's scooping time.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in just 2 minutes, the lighting at the Magic Kingdom will dim for the performance of the Pro Show. We hope you enjoy and have a magical, truthful time. For the safety of others, please, no flash photography. And welcome to Provision 3D.
Alright everyone, put on your opera glasses. Oh boy, I'm so excited.
Keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
You know that you've been taught the golden rule, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you.
Yes, Paul.
Autobots, roll out.
I'm bringing the party to you.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money?
Fortune and glory, kid. Fortune and glory.
Chicken jockey!
All right, it's time to go to school, son. Come on, get your hands up, man!
Are you okay?
They'll never take our freedom!
From the redwoods of California to the hills of Tennessee to the Rockies and the Sunshine State and Maine with that bright and shining sea. From coast to coast in North America, it's time for your host with the most, bringing you all the entertainment news that should be fun. Ladies and gentlemen, It's the WDW Pro Show! Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo!
Do it live! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the best time you're going to have on a hump day. And, well, you could do other things, I guess, on a hump day that would be more fun. But we're trying. We're a solid number 2. As, well... Okay, take that back. We are a very vivacious second place. How's that, Lauren? That doesn't sound great either. It still doesn't. I don't know.
It's way better than previous. I like that one the best of all of them so far.
Thank you. Lauren? There's nothing on the stage right now.
Nope.
Hey,
but it's lovely.
StreamYard, you want to, I don't know, you want to put the thing on the screen? Good job, hamsters. It's going to be a great night. Ladies and gentlemen, just breaking, Disney parks to crack down on influencer behavior after disturbing, we can't say it on YouTube, they'll get mad at us, incident, insiders say. Look at that handsome fellow there with the bow. Folks, to give you an idea of what kind of a show we've got for you tonight, we're not going to cover this. Okay.
Oh, that was easy.
It was. You know why, Lauren? You know why? Because the stories tonight are insanely massive in ways that, well, get ready. Folks, buckle up, buckle in. It's going to be a big win for you being here. I'm telling you, don't go anywhere. Jim Butler is out there for 5. I don't understand why Warner Brothers shelved the Coyote versus Acme. The trailer looks good. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll find out. Was there a reason? Juliet for 2, morning, WDW Pro Panel and Pro Rights. Good to see you. And Snarky's out there for $4.99. Cheers to a great show tonight. I had much fun hanging out at that game place last night, joshing, if you will, about and picking Pro's brain. Much appreciated. Snarky, we love you. Thanks for being there, buddy. And Jonas J. Campbell, member for 10 months. It's hump day. Whoop. That's right, it is. Folks, who's going to be joining us right now? We got more coming, so hang tight. But we're going to start with 2. Who could it be? Who could it be?
I want to hear it.
Not right now.
Yes, now, Dusty Bun.
Wait. Okay.
It's Kevin Apollo and ND Andrew joining us right now. Gentlemen, welcome aboard.
Howdy. Thanks for having me.
Howdy to the howdy. Kevin, you look muscular as usual.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You also sound as if you are in a cave about 15 miles away. Kevin, come on, Mr. Apollo.
It's just a little better. The travel mic doesn't want to work with me.
Closer, please. Oh my, folks, look at this guy. I need everybody
intimate with it.
I just need everybody to know that microphone is a Blue Yeti. That Blue Yeti microphone should not look that small. What are you, Shaquille? What is going on, dude? All right.
Do you remember when I told you about him holding a pop can in his hand? That was when I got an idea of the scale of Kevin Apollo. I was not aware of how large he was until he held a pop can between his fingers like this.
A legendary gentle giant, that Kevin Apollo, unless you're a bad guy, in which case, watch out. All right, folks, we got to do a shout out right now because it's great, it's glorious, and we want you to get over there and support ND Andrew. Andrew,
me.
ArcStream, false start number 1 over at the Rippaverse. This is phenomenal. This is fantastic. And the reservation cutoff, not until July 24th. This thing's coming out October 27th. But it's time to pre-order now. Tell the folks out there about this brand new baby you've got on the way.
Oh, man, this is something I've been cooking for the better part of the last 2.5 or so years. I started drafting the idea for this character for the Rippaverse shortly after ISOM 2 shipped. So we shipped that in 2023, I think. And we kept introducing all these cool characters into our new comic book universe. But the more characters we kept adding, it became clear that there was a very specific archetype we were missing. All the characters we were adding were very morally complex, morally gray. We had a lot of anti-heroes, darker characters dealing with dark magic, things like that, very violent characters. If you're a fan of Punisher, fan of Batman, Chuck Dixon's your guy. He's written both. He's the best one that ever did it when it came to Bat books. He created the Horseman over at the Rippaverse, and is arguably our most popular character, and for good reason. He's Chuck Dixon. I don't know what you want. But we didn't have any like lighthearted, more traditional, Heart of Gold, fun superheroes, like an actual superhero, right? We didn't have any of those. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'll do it myself. And at some point when I feel it's ready, I'll make my pitch to Eric. And I did. And Zephyr Arland is the name of the character. He is a speedster. He is a young, what we call excepts in our world. Think metahumans, like what they call them in DC. It's effectively the same thing. It's a kind of a catch-all phrase. But he's a character who really, really wants to help other people, but his speed actually can kill him. It actually breaks down his body in a very specific way that I'm looking forward to people getting to see in the actual book itself, because I think I'll dust the dirt off my own shoulder. I think I came up with something really interesting in terms of how his powers function and how it harms him. So he has this deep, desperate desire to help people, right? Because he's got this good heart. But just because you have a heart of gold doesn't mean you're not susceptible to also dumb decisions, right? He's also very naive, right? And because of that, those two things combined lands him in a bit of hot water, because he's so desperate to help people that he wants to figure out how to do so without it killing him. Reasonably so, right? You can only help so many people if you're dead.
Yes, I have. I think that goes in the old rule book of superheroes. You can't help people if you're dead.
It's harder. It's definitely harder. There's some friction points there. But he ultimately takes a devil's bargain from two people who do not have his best interest at heart, but they do have interest in using him for their own designs. And so his hero's journey starts off at a false start. So there's a lot of runner imagery and language that I use in my writing, because I'm a former cross-country and track runner. I also played soccer. I just love running and running culture. And he's a track runner as well. And so I layer in a lot of running terminology. So a false start, for those who don't know, that's when you jump the gun, right? You jump the gun and you either get disqualified or, you have some sort of a penalty levied against you. That kind of happens with respect to his own hero's journey. And I think it's a really fun story. We have a phenomenal artist who was actually a winner of our recent major fan art contest that we held last year. And then the colorist, his name's Andrew Dahlhaus, and he is a longtime industry veteran. He's colored stuff at Marvel, DC, and a bunch of indies. And he's my all-time favorite comic book colorist. The dude is a phenom, and this book is going to sing visually. And hopefully people like the story as well, because that's the part that I could do. The drawing thing, that's not me. I spent ages and ages designing Zephyr's supersuit, or his eventual final supersuit, and that took me 85 years because I'm not an artist.
You look good. You look good for 86.
Oh, I try. I eat well. I hydrate mostly with wine, but it's details.
Broccoli and wine. It's a fine time. Folks, get over there right now and hit that pre-order button. Do it today. Make your papa proud of you, and let him know that you pre-ordered Arcstream False Start #1. Folks, we've got more panelists on the way. One of them is definitely a #1 in the hearts of so many out there. Let's welcome her to the stage right now.
Who could that be? Let's go see, boys and girls.
And we've got Michelle of Force of Light joining us right now, making us feel all right. Michelle, welcome aboard.
Hello, good to be here with all you gentlemen.
Happy to have you. And folks, we are waiting right now for the one, the only Ron Coleman to hop in, because there was breaking news today. Breaking news that changes everything in entertainment and news coverage and all of that. We're going to be talking about it. The absolute corruption of the Southern Poverty Law Center and the manufacturing of decades of hatred and division for the news outlets to run with. We'll get there momentarily. Hang tight. First, the super chats are up on the screen. Here we go, folks. Jim Butler for 5. Wait a minute. We already get that one. Wait a minute. Did the super chats come back? They did, except for these. We've got Jonas J. Campbell out there. And thank you to everybody who gave those super chats before. Jonas J. Campbell for $4.99. I endorse Andrew for president of New Hampshire.
You know, I will gladly accept that position if and only if I can rename it to just the Shire.
Yeah, because really, at some point, it's not new anymore, right? It's kind of like...
No, it's been around for a while.
Yeah, I mean, New York.
What is Hamp anyway? I don't care about Hamp. I just want the Shire.
Give the Shire. Let's go. Who needs a fresh can of Hamp? Patrick Ganaway for 5 gifted memberships. Patrick Ganaway, what a way to say, let's get things started. A celebration for you, too.
Perfect.
And then KB434242. Nice reaction to the second movie, Michelle. More, please.
He is talking. Natalie had never seen the Bourne Identity trilogy. So we reacted to the first one last week, and our reaction to Bourne Supremacy will be out for everyone tomorrow at 11 a.m.
And how would you say it compares to the Highlander movies?
You know, I've never seen the Highlander movies.
Good choice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Lauren loves those things. I don't know what you, Lauren, you don't?
They do occupy a certain place in my heart. Yes, that's true.
All right. Well, I am being told that Ron is going to need just a few more minutes as he is getting some stuff done behind the scenes. So I tell you what, how about we shuffle the deck and we'll start off with the story that Lauren is dreading more than any other. Lauren, is that okay with you? Can we do that? Can we do that?
Go right ahead, but I reserve the right to tell a story after you announce it.
Oh.
I like story time.
I don't think we want to do a story in the segment, do we? Do you need to tell it now?
No. You go right ahead. It'll be fine.
I'm so nervous about this now. Why do I?
How could you not trust the man? Look at his face.
The game of Twister right now, and he's just got me in a pretzel. All right, fine. Here we go, folks. We're throwing an audible. Ron will be with us in just a few, and we'll talk about the Southern Poverty Law Center and the giant debacle, the corruption, like you can't believe. We'll get there. Wait a minute. Well, Lauren. We're not switching stories. You've got to wait till the grand finale now, just like we had hoped for. Yeah. Hang on, let me switch around. We do have Ron joining us right now. No need to bring him with the Eddie Murphy thing. Let's just get him straight in here. Ron Coleman, everybody. Ron, welcome aboard. Ron, unmutify and let that beautiful mind of yours spring forth. There we go.
How are you all this evening?
Oh, Ron, I am so excited about this conversation. I am so excited. Are you ready to go on this one? This has been bubbling and working for a long time, and I can't wait for it.
It is something that I had never even dared hope would happen.
And yet here it is. Christmas, Hanukkah, every celebration there is in the world came early. So let's get to it. Folks, we're going to dive in. It's one of the biggest corruption scandals I think we've ever seen, and it's tied to entertainment and the news organizations, so-called. Here we go. It's first on the docket. We're going to rock it because we got Ron. Out of Fox News, the Southern Poverty Law Center faces blowback from hate map targets after the DOJ has filed a fraud indictment. The Family Research Council, PragerU, Moms for Liberty, and others say the charges confirm years of ideological targeting. What's this about? Well, the DOJ has filed a fraud indictment of the Southern Poverty Law Center. It's prompting swift reaction from groups named on its hate map. This is getting real ugly real fast. The Southern Poverty Law Center has, according to USA Today, paid informants without donors knowing. And I would say this article from Will Carlos actually downplays this significantly. It's not just that they paid informants. Get ready, folks. Let's dive into the details, and we'll show you what's going on here. And we'll connect this with news organizations and entertainment companies in just a moment. It says the nation's top law enforcement officials, FBI Director Kash Patel and Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche, announced a slew criminal charges against the Southern Poverty Law Center, a nonprofit research and advocacy organization, sure it is, that has worked for decades to investigate, report on, and combat all the baddies. We won't say them because they get us in trouble on YouTube, but they're the baddies, right? The charges allege that the SPLC's use of paid informants defrauded donors to the organization because the donors were not aware their money would be used for that purpose. Well, now, this kind of makes it just seem like they were like FBI light. They were just paying for informants, right? Well, hang tight. According to prosecutors, informants were paid large sums of money to infiltrate some of the nation's most infamous and dangerous extremist groups. This tactic, Blanche said at a news conference, was not, here's the quote that matters, was not dismantling these groups. It was instead manufacturing the extremism it purports to oppose by paying sources to stoke racial hatred. It goes on to allege that these, unbeknownst to donors, some of their donated money was being used to fund, and here's where we get into the nitty and gritty, it was being used to fund the leaders and organizers of some of the worst groups out there. Ron, before we get into the implications of this, the ramifications of it, and some thoughts from you, I want to go straight to your opinion when it comes to how this is being handled by the media. The press is trying, I think, to undress this and make it seem much less. But in reality, the funding of entire groups seems to have been manufactured by this. These groups didn't exist without these funds, it appears.
The SPLC is a 501c3 tax-exempt organization. It's not the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Law enforcement has the prerogative under appropriate circumstances, which are not always observed. They're not always appropriate, but all things being equal, yes, informants can be paid, but the SPLC is not the FBI. It's not the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. It's a tax-deductible organization, and donors have to be told what is being done with their money. So even if this were merely a case, which it's not, of paying informants, and it's far beyond that, that's not so. The SPLC isn't the same as law enforcement. So this is that dog won't hunt.
Ron, this is a huge deal because, I mean, just to give people an idea of the magnitude, remember that one of the things this group was involved in, apparently, allegedly, is the entire reason that Joe Biden, former President Joe Biden, says he got in to run to be president again.
Keep in mind, though, that everything Joe Biden ever said is likely to have been a lie. So,
you got me. The teleprompter said, I apologize. I should have seen that coming. Ron, but so people understand, this is a group that set aside and declared certain other groups to be purveyors of hatred, of racism, and all kinds of terrible things. And it seems like some of those groups were being paid at the leadership levels by this group, the Southern Poverty Law Center. And then at the same time, there may have been coordination behind the scenes, or at least the news organizations were enjoying the news cycles covering this stuff as if it was real when it may have never been. And these groups that we all questioned online, Ron, like these guys with the sunglasses and the caps and the handkerchiefs, and you said, who are these losers? I mean, people were like, feds. No, it seems like they were being fed by the SPLC, right?
That, I think, remains an open question. About the what was it, the
Patriot something, I forget.
Patriot Front, is that what it is?
Yeah.
I mean, they sure glow like feds. I still really can't get the way they dress and those haircuts. I got you, Kevin. He's enjoying it. Kevin, have we met before? I think this is the first time for us to be on the show together.
Oh, this is the second time, actually.
Second time. Okay.
Still a huge privilege.
Everyone who's ever been on a show with me will remember that I've asked that at least once, except of course one person who I never forget. You know who you're talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
Hey, Ron.
So if we go to this, and you had shared this out, and I find this so fascinating because
look at that number.
Yeah, because the SPLC was maintained by the news organizations, by the intelligentsia of the West. This was these people held the orthodoxy of what was allowed to be believed. When it came to all of this, they were cited in every single report, both by the government and in the news organizations. And yet here we go. The SPLC maintains cash reserves of more than $822 million, much of which is stored in untaxed offshore bank accounts
Now,
to combat poverty and racism.
To be fair, because they're a 501c3, it would be untaxed even if it were being held in Alabama. But why would a charitable organization send money to a tax haven? I mean, isn't that weird?
It's very, very strange. And it begins to seem that this was a cog in the machine of putting out absolute nonsense, dividing Americans, using news organizations, which are largely owned by the entertainment corporations, using them against us, propagandizing us for decades, and creating strife and conflict where there would have been none otherwise.
Yeah, they were coordinating with a lot of people who consider themselves to be the people who decide who is going to get to say what, and they had, as you point out, Pro, they were working with major media companies to decide who got to express himself and who did not.
Yes, and who would be deplatformed and removed from the digital town square.
All the platforms, and also all the organizations, Anti-Defamation League, very, very big on censorship, and it was. And by the way, Unite the Right. Perhaps you heard about this event in Charlottesville.
Oh yeah.
It's beginning to look a lot like they set the whole damn thing up.
And so for those who are listening and you're trying to grasp just what this is, at a scope and scale that's unimaginable, and just think about if in your subdivision there was some group, some family decided they were going to begin gathering money to help defend, the neighborhood against theft, or against loitering or whatever. And then come to find out, they took the money from, all the neighbors and they paid for loitering or they paid for theft so that they could then prove to you, oh, you need us. Except in this case, it goes even beyond, because then they took that and they propagandized the whole nation with it, and they silenced anybody who said, wait a minute, I think you guys are actually the bad ones. Eric Erickson has this. I want to play this real quick. Lauren, go ahead.
I just wanted to say, can we agree that the Southern Poverty Law Center is generally supported by those that you would say are on the left side of the aisle?
Yes, except I think also they had institutional support to the degree that you really couldn't fight them for 20 years?
To be fair, I think Lauren is right. That support began to melt a few years ago. The FBI stopped coordinating with them.
Here's the point
of other. I mean, FBI doesn't need help from anyone to do it. It's especially it's censoring. But Lauren makes a good point. They were not considered fair brokers by anyone in the center or the right for the last 5 years or so.
Lauren, take us to point 2. What do you got?
The point I want to make, though, is that if what we are concerned about is that they were funneling money towards particular supremacist groups that we all know very well, it seems to me that that's where those groups originated. It's like they're just following an old pattern. So I don't know why we're necessarily so shocked.
Well, that's it. It's the more things change, the more they stay the same. But the other part of this too is that it's like not only did they influence media, they've had a death grip on academia, a death grip. So I used to, when I was a personal trainer, get into very spirited debates with a certain popular news commentary host. His sister would oftentimes quote these people as a mechanism of defending her point.
Kevin, are you about to tell us that you trained Anderson Cooper so that we can blame you for that? What?
No. Someone way more entertaining and charismatic.
Okay.
But yes, his sister could not fathom my existence.
You're a walking paradox, I tell you. Folks, here is Eric Erickson posting this, just showing us the level of corruption that existed. And I want you all to consider how much did the ratings increase for CNN and MS Now and ABC News and NBC News and CBS News because there was a fake Godzilla. There was an evil empire out there lurking in the shadows, as proven by the Southern Poverty Law Center. America still had a deep and evil cancer inside of it, and all of these people were tuned in, glued into their TVs, listening to this, and it turns out they were paying for the fake out the whole time. Here is a clip from Eric Erickson talking about what he had to go through because of the SLPC.
According to the indictment, between 2014 and 2023, SPLC paid at least $3 million to 8 individuals at least. These individuals were affiliated with the Ku Klux Klan, United Klans of America, National Socialist Movement, Aryan Nations Affiliated Sadistic Souls Motorcycle Club.
I think that'll do, eh? I think that's the potpourri of things that'll get you knocked off YouTube.
That last one is such a mouthful, it could be an anime title.
Well said.
Let me just address something, though,
Please.
It's easy for us to forget. It is true that we're not shocked at what they were doing. What we're shocked at is that they are perhaps going to be held accountable.
Yes.
That's the news story here, is that the jig may finally be up for them. Imagine that.
Well, let's talk about that, Ron, because you're an expert in this area. You sent me this way. It says, remember this about the lawsuit Gavin McInnes brought against SPLC for defamation. Well, there is news. And you went all the way back to 2020 when you said, no development since I tweeted this. Judge has still not ruled on the motion by SPLC to discuss the defamation lawsuit by Gavin McInnes filed in early 2019. This is a group that was making people not only be deplatformed and canceled and all that sort of thing, but they put a scarlet letter on you that was worse than anything imaginable, and you were persona non grata in society if you held it.
Well, I mean, certainly when he means you, it doesn't mean Ron Coleman. He means one.
Right.
Interestingly, although, I mean, my representation of Gavin McInnes in my lawsuit against SPLC probably got me kicked out of a law firm. I mean, they ended up using something else as an excuse, but this was the bell ringer. We sued SPLC for destroying Gavin's career at the time. I mean, it is not, look, the guy makes a nice living, but it's nothing like what it was in terms of the opportunities and the platforms that he was on before the Unite the Right stuff and the way they absolutely brought down the Proud Boys. We sued for defamation in 2019, and that tweet that I wrote in 2020 saying we're waiting for a ruling from the judge, we didn't get a ruling until I went to the appellate court and filed a writ of mandamus requesting that they order the judge to rule in 2025. The judge sat on, remember, it's very easy to just grant the motion to dismiss that the SPLC brought. They could have just brought it. They didn't. They could have just denied it, but he couldn't because it was our case was too strong. Finally, he ruled. He dismissed some of the claims with prejudice, some of the claims without prejudice. We filed an amended complaint at the end of last year. They made obviously another motion to dismiss. It's now April, and we're waiting for the judge to rule again. But I got to know the SPLC very well while drafting that complaint and researching it and finding out how they were coordinating with other organizations and institutions and platforms. It is nasty business.
Ron, if you had to speculate, we'll put this officially in speculation, how well coordinated was this with news organizations, with other political movements and PACs and that sort of thing?
The SPLC is one of the many arms of the Democratic National Committee. It is an entirely politicized nonprofit. That's not unusual. So is the ACLU. So is the Anti-Defamation League. So is the NAACP. That in itself is not all that unusual. But they were really the ones who were, in many respects, really out there. And, you know, they still had a residual level of credibility and trust in academia and with some police departments. You will still to get on their hate map. Charlie Kirk was on their hate map.
Right. And we've got Culture Casino out in the chat saying that his exit from this life probably has something to do with the designation. I don't know that to be true. It'd be hard to prove that out, but it's definitely part of the calculation you have to think through.
It might not be hard. To at least infer a connection.
Right.
But yeah, these are really genuinely bad guys. They didn't care about the facts, and they have always considered themselves to be immune from any sort of pushback. There have been a couple of times when they stepped on third rails within the left and have had to climb down from things. But what they did to my client Gavin McInnes, they utterly destroyed the Proud Boys. Destroyed them. The Proud Boys became the Proud Boys were really founded as and functioned as essentially a silly version of the Boy Scouts for the 21st century. And they became synonymous with Hitler Youth, which was just preposterous.
Right.
A lot of people were ruined by the SPLC.
Entire lives, yeah.
It's not the subject matter of this indictment, but it's all related.
Michelle, as we look at the past 20 years or so, and we see how the 24-hour news cycle has functioned on cable news, but also on the network news, they benefited greatly by these fake paid-for groups. And it's not that they've always been fake, but maybe their continued existence was made possible by this group that was supposed to be fighting them. Michelle, what do you think about these cable news organizations that lived and thrived off of this, and the detriment that it caused with especially older people who believed, we still haven't defeated this? The most susceptible among us, watching every night, and they're, no, not you, Ron, you're not that old, you're not a dinosaur. The assisted living folks, or the grandmothers, the grandfathers of the world who said, oh my, it's dark and terrible, you've got to watch CNN, honey, you won't believe it. And it was all funded for and paid for. It's theater.
Well, are we assuming that they knew they were doing that, or are we just assuming they were happy to get the news that they gave them?
That's a line that
because there's a difference.
I suspect one and I believe the other.
Okay, because if they just took the information that this group gave them and ran with it, well then it is wrong. That's just kind of more the almighty dollar. People want what sells, and unfortunately you see this on YouTube, you see this everywhere, negativity, fear, things like that. It just gets clicks, it gets viewed, unfortunately. So that is wrong. But that is more kind of agreed, and this helps push our narrative along, and we'll also get more views this way. If it's the other, where they knew that there was money involved as far as stirring some of this up, and they went with it, you've just entered into total evil category. And I know that word gets used way too much, I feel like, on this platform, but it does apply sometimes. And if you are genuinely stirring up strife, hate, anxiety, that is evil. That is morally wrong to do to a country and to a group of people. So I'm going to hope it's the first, but like you said, is anyone going to be surprised if it's the latter?
Yeah, and the propaganda that we're going through and have been going through is just so incredible. And I'm like Ron. I never thought we would really hold people accountable for this. So I'm pleased with that. I look at what's going on with some of the gerrymandering and some of the wording that's happening with how do we put this in some of the recent elections taking place across the country, and I see the propaganda happening again. I hope that we can be savvy enough to defeat when people are using misinformation and untruths as a weapon against the American people. I hope that we can be savvy enough to defend our free speech and our freedom to find out what's really going on. The transparency and freedom of the press. I'm deeply disturbed by what I see in California with this Nick Shirley law, where they're making it a finable offense to uncover corruption if you're an independent journalist. I mean, this stuff is crazy and it won't hold up. But Ron, what are the next battlefields going forward now?
Well, they've already knocked out this law in California where they tried to. They were going to tell ICE how they have to identify themselves and like all this crap. And that was thrown out by a court today. I mean, that's not exactly our topic, but the number of battlefields is really almost endless. Yes, Bruce is 100% right. And not only did many donate to the Southern Poverty Law Center, people were really like, it was in the super friends category for a lot of people. And, I lost friends. In addition to losing a partnership in a law firm, I lost friends for suing the Southern Poverty Law Center, who people just, it was just an emotional connection that people had. How could you sue the good? These are the best guys, the good guys. These are the guys who are against the Klan. Ron, you're not in favor of the Klan, are you? So the battlefields really, there are too many to name, Pro. It's really it's happening in every single court across the country. I mean, it's amazing that they got a federal judge in Atlanta who has been, ruling on this ballot stuff the right way. This absolutely audacious lawsuit that was brought by Norm Eisen and friends, claiming that Fulton County has a right to know how and why the FBI wants their ballots. Is just so crazy. I saw another super chat that was directed to me, and I want to make sure I answer it before I
let me see if I get that up there for you, Ron. Let's see. Who's this from? Let me see. Here it is. Specifically for you, Ron. Patrick Anyway for 5. Question for Ron. Was SPLC founder Morris Dees responsible for this, or was it after his departure?
Morris Dees was a grifter from Go. This is well documented. It was well known within the civil rights community. So my wife, Jane Coleman, the lawyer and writer for Legal Insurrection, used to be an in-house lawyer at the Anti-Defamation League back when they were against anti-Semitism. And she told me, everyone knew that SPLC was a racket, that it was, I mean, to call it a nonprofit, you take a look at the 990s and see what kind of money people were being paid. And these are people who are living in Alabama, okay? You know what it costs to live in Alabama? You know Pro better than I do, okay? Because I'm a New York Jew. But
are you claiming I'm in Alabama? Keep going, Ron.
Well, you're a lot. It's fine. Not that there's anything wrong with that, right?
We love our Alabamian viewers out there.
So it's a really good question. Morris Dees was a corrupt, but this business of actually paying the hate groups themselves to keep them in business, I'm not aware of anyone claiming that Morris Dees was into self-enrichment. This was a business for him from Go. That's well established. And my friend and college roommates, my late college roommate's brother, David Montgomery, wrote a fantastic, and who is not a conservative, wrote a fantastic article that I have posted many times on X about the Southern Poverty Law Center and the nature of the racket that it has been for a very, very long time.
Ron, if it could be found that they were funding one of these groups that engaged like something like targeted harassment or something more serious, could they then be found to have been, for instance, financing a terrorist group?
Well, I don't know that any of those groups. So most of these groups are boogeymen. They don't really actually do anything.
They march a lot, but they
They
don't
march a
necessarily-
lot. They post a lot, and they attract the attention of certain loons in right-wing social media and podcasts. But I don't think they're actually terrorists. And it is interesting that the SPLC is not accused of sending any money to the Proud Boys, who they would consider to be terrorists. I think look, the main thing the SPLC is a law firm. It's a gigantic law firm. It's a Roach Motel. Okay.
The best and brightest, Ron, not there.
I'm sorry?
The best and brightest, not exactly at the SPLC.
Well, let's put it this way. Not the best, but some very, very bright people got in and are still in on the grift, and the light has not been turned on by the Justice Department.
Ron, while we've got you here, I'd like to bring this to your attention because I think it actually runs parallel with what we're talking about. Virginia, this is out of ABC 7 News. It says, Virginia judge blocks redistricting referendum from being certified. It was declared unconstitutional. What is that? Well, the New York Times shows right here this new map. This, says Virginians approved a new congressional map on Tuesday that would aggressively gerrymander the state in the Democrats' favor. The party now holds 6 of the state's 11 seats in the U.S. House, but the new map could allow the party to win 10 of them. And essentially, this thing won by 1% of the vote and was going to take away all but one of the seats of Republicans. And the way that it did so is, folks, if you can see this image, you see how every one of these districts barely goes up into the DC area, just enough to make sure that all of them reach into a population center and control everybody outside of DC.
Oh, look at that ninth! Look at that ninth district.
Right. They won. So, Ron, what's amazing though is that when this was put on the ballot, literally on the ballot it said, "Do you support making elections more fair?" I mean, this is the kind of propaganda we've been living under, and it was allowed to exist. And here's another case of, well, maybe we actually got a win where somebody said, even this finally is too far.
The cynicism is endless. And the mistake they made here is that you can draw your congressional lines however you want, but in fact, Virginia is a 50-50 state. And that means that there's going to be a judge. If you bring the lawsuit in the right county, there's going to be a judge who is going to give you an injunction.
It's amazing. It's amazing to look how they did that, where it's literally just tentacles going up to the DC area so that DC controls all of Virginia. Amazing. All right, panel, any other questions for Ron before he heads out? All right, in that case, Ron, we want to thank you for being an esteemed guest tonight and walking us through this.
I'm going to steam my wife up instead.
I hope so, Ron. I hope so. But Ron, before you go, I want to send you and I mean this truly. This is authentic. I really do appreciate that you have done things in your career. You've stood up for people even when it wasn't popular. And I hope one day that you are remembered, but not for decades and decades and decades, but remembered for all the amazing things you've done and being the guy that many could count on.
He's trying to say after I die. We all die.
In 50 years, Ron, 60 years.
100. So, in the Jewish tradition, we say after 120 years, because Moses lived for 120 years. So that's considered to be, kind of a cap, but there are others who say it's not a cap.
You make it to $120, we'll allow it, okay? Until anytime before then, you are not going to make a popular decision if you exit.
Good night, everyone.
Later, Ron.
Good night, Ron. Good to see you.
Good night.
All right, folks, we'll get back to the Super Chats right now, but what a story, what a way to start. Let's get back to the superstars. It's you. And folks, as we get to these Super Chats, just notice that those names down at the bottom running across in the Chiron, those are people who have been VI pros, and we certainly do appreciate you. If you've ever wondered why are they getting a special thank you at the bottom from time to time, it's because they've been there supporting us all the way. And what's this WDW Pro says? Roll Tide Ron Coleman, 2015. This can't be real. He would never say such a... No, Ron would not. He's not a top. He doesn't even know what that means. All right, moving right along. Patrick Genoway for 5. Funding the bad guys just to keep them around to attack. What a concept. Yep. I got John for 10. Wasn't the SPLC involved in the Depp versus Heard case in some capacity as well? Man, they are grumpy. Seems like they've had their finger in every dirty pie.
I don't like that phrasing.
Dirty pie. And yes, I saw the stream the other night where pie was a metaphor. What did pie mean again, Lauren? Do you remember? I don't know.
We're not going into that.
Patrick for 5. Muddy pigs are cleaner than the SPLC. The SPLC makes the mafia look like saints. Snarky's out there for $4.99. Good evening to this incredible panel and entry into the hat competition. Look at that indie nod on the beat. A beautiful chocolate with the best hat. Look at a little nugget on the left side with his hat. That's cute.
Matters are worse. Now there are 2 of them.
We've got John again for 5. YouTube will not let me super chat about the fake tiki torch holders during Youngkin's electoral campaign. I got a feeling we now know where those people were coming from, and they were not homegrown, eh? We've got Hoshi Rio, member for 14 months. Network was not supposed to be inspiration for news executives. And we go to John for 5. The UK, Ireland, etc., the Amelia movement, they're growing their own Proud Boys now. They might get shut down, though. Boy, the UK is not happy. The authoritarians, they've got more than a gavel. Alan Bowerly for 5. Pro, your words are so true. My parents are glued to their TV and are terrified of the world because they only watch the doom and despair. Yes, the doom loop, the doomers, folks, we apologize. But so many on the TVs are propagandizing the weakest among us, having them pretend they live in an evil world that doesn't exist for their own gain. Shameful. Skidmar, member for 24 months. That's 2 years. SPLC should have been shut down long ago. Yep. And then John's back again for 5. Back when chat rooms were a thing, I used to talk to a young lady from Alabama. She called it Africa-Bama. Never quite got it, but maybe laugh. Okay. I don't get it either, but folks, you know what I do get? I get excited when I see a real somebody getting ready to fill this panel and bring us back up again, lift us upon his mighty shoulders.
Come on, get the bear. Come on, get the bear. Come on, get the bear. Pepper buds and beans about care. Oh, culture.
Wow.
Culture Casino, how are you, buddy?
I'm fantastic. Look at all these dignitaries I'm surrounded by. Holy cow. I see Andrew, Michelle, Kevin Apollo's here. Kevin Apollo can lift all of us up. We could be sitting in a trailer, a truck. We could be sitting in a flatbed truck, and he could lift the entire thing up. It's amazing. The guy lifts everything. And Lauren, it's good to see you again, friend. I hope you're doing well. Pro, thanks for having me. Listening to you guys with Ron was great. Oh my goodness. He's on
Culture. What are your thoughts on this one? Because the damage that the SPLC did is tremendous. I've got some other people on the list. For example, Fauci. I really want some, I want some comeuppance there, but in a just way, in a legal way.
Yeah, I think justice is a thing that we've had a fair little of. And I think that's been the majority of Americans' opinions, actual Americans, not the people who showed up recently. But I think that's where we all fall. And look, that's if anybody casts a vote for justice, I'm in favor of it. The problem is that sometimes people think they're casting a vote for justice, and they're casting it for something else.
Right, when the ballot is allowed to say, are you in favor of fair elections returning to Virginia? Like, who's going to vote against that? So anybody who thought, well, okay, I'm in favor of fair elections, and then that gerrymandering mess.
Well, if you don't, and again, that's already been stopped by a federal.
Thank goodness.
It's unconstitutional. But look, to me, it's always impressive that Ron. He's a brilliant legal mind, but he's also able to keep up with like things on the daily that just miss other people.
I appreciate that Ron is truly principled. Some people agree with him, some people disagree with him. We've had him on talking about the DOJ, but the thing is, Ron is truly principled. I have watched behind the scenes as he has stood up for people who would have no representation otherwise. It really is an honor when he comes on, and there can't be. I mean, what, a handful of people in the entire country who can, on one side, represent President Trump, and on the other side, represent a guy down on his luck who has no money, who's being picked on by a giant corporation. Ron Coleman does it all. He's amazing, and he deserves all the support people can give him. Yeah. Now, speaking of support, though, Culture.
Oh, yeah.
What if I told you that there is a story percolating on the horizon, ready to arrive to the masses and deliver the kind of epic tale we've all been waiting for? Would you be ready to latch on to something like that, Culture?
Yeah, count me excited, because that means, content.
Culture Casino, you've got content. It's coming to you from the Rippaverse. ArcStream, false start #1. Andrew, tell the folks out there about your baby on the way.
This is my kid, Zephyr Arland. He is a young teenage except that's kind of superpowered being in our universe over the Rippaverse. His superpower is he has super speed, but his super speed comes at a great cost. It can actually, well, in no uncertain terms, it can kill him. It actually breaks his body down, and despite him having this heart of wanting to help other people, it's kind of difficult to do that if you die. And so false start is him being so desperate to help others that he takes a deal from two less than well-intentioned individuals in our universe that guise themselves as, good Samaritans and wanting to help him out and give him the ability to control his powers properly and use them to be a hero. That's not what they actually care about. They want to use him. But he's blinded by his naivety and by his desperation. And so that causes his hero's journey to begin with a false start.
Folks, don't have a false start when it comes to your content you're choosing later in this year. You want this at your door. You want it on your desk. You want it as you get ready to go to bed. Go and pre-order now. ArcStream False Start #1. Release date is October 27th. Don't be late on it. Get your order in right now. All right, folks, we've got a heck of a story on the way. It's the one that Lorne has been dreading. I'm moving it up now because I want Michelle to have a shot at this one. It is, without a doubt, one of the funniest, craziest things Disney has done, and they've done plenty of stuff lately. Let's dive in. They're bringing back The Acolyte.
What?
Well, would you look at that? Never thought I'd see this couple back in the headlines, but here they are. Star Wars Holocron says The Acolyte has surprisingly re-emerged on Disney's top 10 TV show chart in the #9 position. Oh, go Smilo Ren.
Their show's doing.
That's a great question. Smilo Ren, Amandla, with your little diss track, you're doing great. CBR is the source of this one. We believe it, right? And I said this back in return. Disney picks these themselves. They have no direct reflection of viewership. Now, how do we know that, folks? How do we know that this has nothing to do with actual viewers? Because if it did, Bluey would be #1 every single week. And so we've been paying attention to this, and we've noticed that Disney will pick the shows. So, like, for example, there was a Lion King that came out, Lion King thing, and suddenly charting in the #5 position was some sort of behind-the-scenes thing that nobody had heard of from the 90s. And we said, there's no way. We've watched this. Disney curates this list. It isn't like Nielsen. It isn't like Netflix. These are, whatever Disney throws out there as top 10 for the week, it's just picked by somebody at Disney. But Michelle, what's so funny about this is somebody leading up to The Mandalorian Grogu thought, you know what? This will really get people talking. This proves Star Wars is really something. And they put The Acolyte as their #9.
All the things. You could have picked anything. You could have picked literally anything, and you chose this willfully.
I love it. I love it. Michelle,
okay.
How badly is this in terms of Disney misunderstanding the beloved nature of The Acolyte?
Yeah, this is kind of, it brings you back to Mean Girls. Stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen. You can't make it happen. It never happened. But with that being said, on a positive light, I hope they bring The Acolyte back. I mean, it was a wonderful summer for Force of Light Entertainment. So I actually say bring it on. It would be wonderful, especially with the way algorithms have changed in the last several months on YouTube. Please, Disney, bring back the Acolyte.
We need it.
Wonderful time.
We want it.
We need it. I need that grift. That is grift cash. Straight up cash, man.
Bookend it with Starfleet Academy, and we're just going to call it a party.
Yeah, Starfleet. yeah, let's get the dirty Starfleet back on the captain's chair. I'm really excited about that. Come on,
we get
bring it
all
back.
three of those. So Acolyte back, Starfleet Academy, and then the third season of Rings of Nobody Watches. Like that's a wonderful hat trick right there. Right
now, folks, let me read through this article, and I promise this could just be a joke segment. I mean, Lorne. I'll get to something serious, okay? I promise. I'm not putting you through this just for the fun of it, although it is really fun.
Yes, you are.
CBR. Lee Freitag is the author here, okay? And I want people to understand how effective Disney can be with the propaganda, even if in this case they didn't understand at all what they were doing. Disney Plus's 79% Rotten Tomatoes sci-fi adventure series canceled too soon returns to the charts 2 years later. Oh my. Lee Freitag says this. The Acolyte was set to take Star Wars in a bold new direction, exploring the High Republic. We don't get to say that anymore, folks. Just oblige me. Era of the franchise in a deeper way. 2 years later, the best the canceled sci-fi series has going for it is its charting on Disney Plus. According to Flix Patrol, The Acolyte has reemerged on Disney Plus's top 10 shows chart in the number 9 position. It's not the only Star Wars series on the list, as Maul Shadowlord is the top spot on both top 10 TV shows and top 10 overall for April 22nd. Now again, how do we know this is fake? Because Maul Shadowlord never even appeared on Nielsen, never even appeared on Samba. What did? Bluey, way up there. We know this is just Disney saying, here's the top 10 shows we wish you were watching. And they've picked this. Lorne, it's confusing people like Lee Freitag. He just doesn't know. He doesn't know that this is a hand-picked list by Disney. It has nothing to do with viewership. It has nothing to do with popularity. And Disney, the poor intern who looked and said, how are we going to promote The Mandalorian today? Oh, I guess we're going to put The Acolyte in the top 10. People, it was a Star Wars show, last one we did.
So I agree with you that it's not in the top 10. However, I do think there may be a couple other things going on behind the scenes with this. And I think that if they did get pressed on it, that they would want to be able to say that they are seeing an increased number of impressions for it and give some type of statistics.
What is this, Parrot Analytics now?
Just hold on. The reason I'm saying this is that somebody called this out in the chat, and I happen to believe this is true. The only reason that the Acolyte ranks so high was because Disney Plus counts even seconds of watch time, and Acolyte would automatically play after watching Maul. You'll note that they did tie the Maul and the Acolyte statistics together in that story.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me, because I don't know this to be true, did Disney set it up where after the Maul series, the episode ends, it recommends and takes you to the Acolyte?
I have seen that as I am watching the show. Yes.
What kind of unnecessary suffering do they want to evoke on the world? Why would you do this?
It's an algorithm cheat. That's all it is. It's scumbaggery of the toppest notch, correct?
YouTube kind of does the same thing, though.
Yeah,
right?
Send us to Ahsoka, not the Acolyte.
Lauren's right, though.
Bear in mind also that the news stories that are going on right now are that the pre-purchase tickets for The Mandalorian and Grogu are low, and they're also getting a bunch of bad press about Temu Star Wars characters in Galaxy's Edge. So if you were somebody, if you were somebody that was wanting to discredit the idea that the original trilogy is what people really want, then you would enjoy these stories being out, and you would try and manufacture a story saying that, see, what people really want is what Kathleen Kennedy was doing. On another front here, I want to disclose to all of you this story that I was telling you about. I want to expose Pro for exactly the kind of person that he is.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
When I joined tonight, it was right before we were about to go live because I was running a little bit late due to other things, and I popped right into the lobby. He put me alone up on the screen, and he says, Lauren, can you see the banners? And I said, yes, I can see the banners. He says, scroll down to the bottom one. I said, the bottom one. He says, yeah, scroll down to it. And it's talking about how the Acolyte has now popped back up on Disney Plus recommendations. And he just said, and then he went live.
Hey,
That's the kind of person that Pro is, if you want to know behind the scenes.
Look, Disney Minus has been such a spectacular failure, and they did it with the two biggest IPs they controlled, Marvel and Star Wars. And this is representative of what they wanted to do. They wanted to increase, here's the fancy word, representation and equity on screen. And in that effort, they failed because nobody was interested and everybody stopped watching. And look, Disney, which once controlled such a huge portion of Hollywood, controls less than 10% of overall streaming. You guys realize that? Yeah. How far they've fallen?
Oh, it's a terrible market share. I mean, they're dominated by YouTube. Lauren, I feel badly.
No, you
I feel like
Did you lie to all your whole audience,
this.
right? Live on air.
Lauren, Lauren, listen. This is sincere from my heart. I've got something that'll make it up to you. Okay?
Sure you do. Let's hear it.
That do it?
You're just going to keep abusing it.
It's
you do this because it makes you happy.
I feel like if Maul can survive a fall down a shaft, then Vader certainly could.
The power of one. The power of two. The power of many. No! No! Now, ascend, my son.
I feel like we all got shafted by
flashbacks.
Wouldn't it be better, Michelle or Kevin, whoever wants to take this one, wouldn't it be better to bring back the holiday special in the top 10 versus the Acolyte? Like,
absolutely.
Pick anything.
Absolutely. This is just pain for the sake of pain. I don't know. Maybe this is just a brilliant act of trolling. It's got to be anything other than what they're giving us, because I just find it so hard to believe that they think anybody believes that this is playing out the way that they want us to think it's playing out.
I want to
remind
it
very quickly, Lauren. I just want to say, somebody in the chat said it brilliantly. Make the Acolyte great again.
Yes.
It has to be great at some point. No. Okay. No, you're right. Michelle's right. Bring it back. I need it.
On something.
Can we put Zilver in season 2? I could use that too.
Oh, dude, she wants to be Leia. Did you see that story?
Have you seen that?
No freaking way. I'm making a video right now. What are you talking about? Zilver wants to be Leia?
Yeah, there's an article floating around. Yeah, where's it at? Do you remember, Andrew?
Oh no, that's from 2025. We can't stoop that low to use that and pretend like it's now.
Hey, look, I saw a bunch of Disney Solar articles this last few years. Come on now.
I just want to remind everybody that The Acolyte is the one show that they actually took steps to come out and announce that they were not doing any more of. That tells you how popular The Acolyte was. They had to preemptively shut off any speculation that they were going to inflict any more of this on the audience.
Before it was over. Before the finale came out, they were like, hey, we just want you to know, we're really sorry. we messed up here. Which is...
That Plagueis did his best. Norman fell by staring into the camera.
Was that worse than Starfleet? I don't remember now. Did Starfleet season 1 end and then they made the announcement, or did they preempt the finale for the first season of Starfleet?
No,
it's impressive.
They announced it was canceled, I think, 2 episodes before.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
see?
they were hitting the exit button, and yet we're going to get season 2, and then they struck the sets. I thought that was fabulous. Now, mind you, they always strike the sets. Like, that's not an unusual practice. I'm just going to tell you, especially.
Yeah, but in this case, it was with propane, and they all had smiles on their face. So I mean, that was.
Hey, look, it's just like the Imagineers at Disney doing that to the Splash Mountain characters.
I mean, you got to culture. I mean, it's amazing to strike the set and then be like, hey. By the way, we're auctioning this sucker off. Anybody want some of this stuff? You want
after we set it on fire. By the way, is it okay for me to do this? Is that okay?
I don't know. What's that mean? Hey, okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
That's the okay symbol, or if you're playing circle game.
Yeah.
That's also true, but if you put that on your leg, I'm going to think.
Yeah.
Why did we just get canceled from Brazil? What have you done?
I don't know.
What did you do, sir?
I blame Dan Vask. Okay. Dan Van.
Folks, we blame the Acolyte. It's never coming back. And the fact that anybody was tricked by it, Andrew, is what's amazing to me. That literally somebody thought this was real and ran an article on it. It blows my mind.
This is super easy to fix for all sides of the debate of whether or not these shows are actually getting watched and people are actually watching them. So I'm primarily a PC gamer, and primarily on Steam. Steam has heat maps and charts that you can see the active number of players that are playing a given game at any given time. And it is updated basically in real time.
You want this for streaming shows?
Have something like that for streaming shows, and then there's no more hiding. But the thing is, they won't do that because they want to be able to be very particular about what data they're actually using to come up with the numbers that they want.
Disney doesn't even like the box office
for them. But
they don't like the box office being public.
That would fix everything, because I'm sure there would be some instances where people think, oh, nobody's watching that show. And it turns out, well, I guess at least a fairly significant number of people are watching that show. But then you're also going to get a lot of instances where, you know, these streaming services and the trades and all that are claiming that these shows are being watched by millions and nobody's watching them.
Here's the important thing to keep in mind. They don't want to show us those statistics, but they have to show the advertisers those statistics. And Disney does not come out and announce we're not doing any more of this show unless the advertisers said enough.
Well,
when the advertisers say you're not going to put this on anymore, that's when you get that kind of announcement.
Why are we going back to the original trilogy? I'll guarantee you, if we could see the stats for how many people actually watch sequel trilogy movies versus original trilogy, it's got to be like 20-1. I mean, it has to be a ridiculous number. Now, we do have to wrap this up. Michelle, I want to go to you first, though, and last. And Michelle, this is your chance. It's all on you. Convince Disney how much we need the Acolyte Season 2 for reasons that don't have to be completely specified.
Well, I would argue that it was very popular because, you know, doing YouTube now as long as I've been doing it, you know, certain movies, the John Wick movies, say for us, Godfather, there's these classic films or films that people love that get really good views. But you know what also got really good views that summer? Reviews of The Acolyte. So I feel this show's actually popular, Disney. You got to bring it back so we can all discuss it online together again in perfect harmony.
I feel like the only reason I'm entertaining this is because Michelle looks so good talking about it. So
Culture. Where is the boss right now? Hey, the boss, get the shoe again. Hit it with the sandal.
I need to see a sandal or a slipper fly across.
It could happen. Don't do that. Don't do that, Andrew.
At least that's what I hear.
Wait, what?
Let's go!
Jabba, right?
Oh no! That's a Sarlacc!
Star Wars Outlaws pre-order available now.
Guys, this is one of, if not my most anticipated game of the year. Anything that's got me going pew, 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 you know, sign me up.
I gotta.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are 20 out of 30 on the way to the Super Chat goal. Special Q&A tonight. We'll do more Q&As than usual because we know you have a lot to say. And I see Punk Waddle out there. Punk Waddle, man, been forever. Maybe I've just not been looking at the right times, but good to see you out there, buddy. All right, let's get the Super Chats up on the screen. And then I know, Michelle, you've got to run.
Yeah, do you mind checking if there's any for me? And I'll hop off if there's not.
Let me see. Patrick for 5. Disney is using some evil magic to resurrect the Acolyte. Not directly, specifically for you, but
I'll give a shout out to Spicy Rogetta.
Okay. I think we're good, Michelle.
All right. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for having me on. Always enjoy it, and I'm sure I'll be back sometime soon.
Michelle, before you go, what's the next movie?
Oh, the next movie is The Bourne Supremacy. We continue on our Bourne journey. into the second film. And then next week, I feel like you'll like this, Pro. Next week, there might be a movie, a famous 80s movie, The Burbs, that we just recently watched.
Hey, that's a Tom Hanks movie.
Burbs. Hey, Michelle, are you going to be going to see any films this week, perhaps?
Yes. Oh, yeah. We're also going to have a review. I'm very interested now to see the Michael film because critics have really slammed it, but for reasons that doesn't sound like because of the actual movie, which they've done already this year with Scream 7, where they just literally posted political statements.
Let's boycott this, and then it goes on to be the biggest Scream of all time. Yeah, well done.
Yes. So they've already done this once where like their review is based on their own personal beliefs and not the film. So I'm very interested to see Michael. I'm interested to see, is this a situation where we see just how out of touch the actual critics are compared to the audience? Or are they right? Does this movie suck? But I'm excited to watch that, and we'll have our review out for Michael on Friday.
What's your favorite Michael Jackson song, Michelle?
Ooh, that's hard. That's hard. I will say the one I end up, well, back in the day, I would have said Billie Jean probably. But it's like the older I get, every year I go back to Thriller multiple times in the course of a year. I don't know.
The way you make me feel is peak.
The way you make
me really good.
Look,
really
you're
good.
into drama. You got to be
starting
something.
me
Have to be starting something. You want to be starting something.
That's a good one, too.
I mean, MJ was the king of pop. There's so many hits. Like I went through a big MJ phase in high school. So I'm excited and fingers crossed it's good.
All right, Michelle, we're looking forward to the review from you. Enjoy the movie, and we'll talk to you in just a few days.
See you guys.
After these messages,
We'll be right back.
You're just another part of me.
I like Man in the Mirror. That's what my go-to.
But another part of me came straight out of Captain EO. So.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Captain EO. All right, folks, we got a bunch of super chats. Let's go through them. And we got 2 more stories for you as we do a tour de force through the hallowed halls of Holly Weird, explaining what's really going on. Spicy Row, get up for 5, controlling with false information for cash and power. We have seen this before. Indeed. John for 10. By the way, wait a minute. Lauren, I'm going to switch to my pitch. You ready?
Yep, hit it.
Allegedly.
A Florida pew-pewer consulted an AI for advice before carrying out said pew-pewification. Florida has now set legal precedent by going after ChatGPT et al. I have got to research this more. It's not in the lane we cover here. I don't know if ChatGPT did anything wrong in this case. I don't know because I haven't looked at it yet, and I recognize that there are lots of clicks to be gained. I'm no fan, I'll tell you this, I'm no fan of Sam Altman or OpenAI. I am fully rooting for Grok for reasons that we don't need to get into. But I am not ready to blame ChatGPT until I know more about it. Culture, do you know, Kevin, do you guys know more about this topic?
It was an active event that happened at FSU.
Yes, but do we know if ChatGPT did it handle this poorly?
It is heavily leaned on as part of the story. Again, none of this will be rectified nor conclusively answered until a court case has been processed.
Okay,
all the way
all right, let's stay there then. Snarky Distinct Nugget with a very nice hat, maybe the best hat.
Wow.
For $4.99. I'm not trying to call out Wild Bill Thompson, but if he's out there, the competition's here. The most beloved purple potato, Sasquatch, on the tubes.
That would be me. And I'm okay with that. I love purple potatoes, and I love planting them. By the way, they are like 5 inches now already. This is how fast purple potatoes grow. I cannot wait. I'm going to mound them up here this weekend. Plus, I'm building a multi-tier planter box.
You're going to mount a 5-inch purple potato.
Mound. M-O-U-N-D.
Andrew, I want to thank you for saying what we were all thinking.
I just, I wanted to just make sure there was clarification. Audience, you're welcome. I'm here for you.
He does it on purpose, Andrew.
I want there to be clarity and transparency.
He does
on
it.
this
It's
show.
on purpose. I'm telling you. Next, he'll tell us
Love your
about
culture.
when you mount the purple potato, how it sprouts, and we all sit and say no.
Almond Joy has nuts and Mounds don't. So
Patrick
come on
Ganaway
now.
for 5. Disney is using some evil magic to resurrect the Acolyte. Lauren, that was not such a painful segment, was it? We handled that in a fun and
I think was
what's wrong? John for 5. Star Wars has fallen so far that the blind guy from John Wick is more popular than the blind guy from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Huh. You're being called out in the chat. I don't know if you know this. By the most intelligent looking man in the chat. Culture's doing what now?
Mound. That's what you do with potatoes, or hill them. It's either mounding or
you hill. No, this is getting worse.
No,
sit still, Spud. Don't move.
You guys don't understand. You know,
You're gonna like where I plant you.
You have to support the stalks as they grow out the ground.
Get out! Stop!
What?
The stalks. Patrick, get away for 5. Lord may have to retain Ron Coleman to sue Disney for mental distress. Not a bad idea. Silent Watcher for 5. Fake Wizard pointed out in another stream that Acolyte is also the autoplay show when Maul finishes, which I did not know. Wiz has uncovered something here. We've got to. We need to cover this on That Park Place. We need to get that going.
While that's obviously very clever on their part, I do just want to remind people that that's what YouTube already does. Like you're gonna autoplay something. I think HBO Max does it as well.
Everybody does. Every stream.
Yeah, so that's not like a beyond the pale thing, but it is like, oh well, I see how maybe you might be getting a little bit more of that watch time, right?
But wouldn't that be like if you watched? Wouldn't that be like if you watched the Pro Channel though, and suddenly it recommends Hassan to you, and you go, wait a minute, why?
I've had weird videos like pull up after finishing something else because like I'll just lay my phone on my pillow and fall asleep listening to streams or YouTube videos, usually documentaries or lore videos of stuff like Jurassic Park or Godzilla because I'm big geek. But I've had to switch to weird stuff, right? Where it's like, how's that related?
But sometimes I have faithful like linear understanding plays like on YouTube. Like I'll watch a gardening video, then I'll get another gardening video, then I'll get another gardening video, and that like at least is the same like genre. Like, you know,
and Star Wars or not Star Wars and not Star Wars are the same genre.
Can I tell you guys, this happened to me. This happened to me where I left the YouTube playing all night. And the next day, all of my recommendations were for Japanese street food documentaries.
Oh, you definitely were not watching my channel.
I had stepped, let me tell you, I did not know this is what I needed in life, but somehow the algorithms have figured it out because there is nothing more joyful than they're following these guys who are doing street food in these vendors in Japan. There's like this 80-year-old guy, and he's so happy. He's been working since he was 22 in the same, tugging the same cart, and he gets up at 4 a.m. and they're interviewing the Japanese guy, this 80-year-old Japanese guy, and he says, back when I was 60, I woke up at 3 a.m., but now I wake up at 4. I am so lucky. I'm becoming a slacker. Ha, 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 ha. And I was like, give me more of this. Give me.
Dude, I was up at 2 a.m. this morning, so let's not
give me more of this guy. I love those hardworking Japanese guys. They're great. Silent Watcher for 2. Lauren just beat me to it. Folks in the chat, let us know, what are your guilty pleasures on YouTube? What have you discovered? Please, we'd love to hear from you. I've been thrown into the Japanese street vendors, okay? You tell us where you've gone. Snarky the Stink Nugget for $4.99. Look, Sasquatch said it. John for 5. Why do so many memes of Chuck now have him snow surfing down a mountain with a billy goat?
I've not seen that even once.
They're really good at kicking.
Chuck does it all. One day, all these channels are getting hit with these, things by YouTube, and one day it's going to come for us, and I'm going to go out on YouTube and beg people, hey, can you, let Team YouTube know, blah, 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 blah. And in my description, it's going to have to say, hey, I've been flagged for about 100 fake Chuck Norris things. Could you, it's what took down the empire.
It's so weird. I mean, I'm like looking around and I'm going, why are all these like channels getting, stricken?
Listen, I'm frankly playing Chuck Norris so often as a protective measure. John for 5. Okay. Did you just make a certain hand gesture? Do you know
Look,
that is racist now?
No. Kevin does it too. Kevin.
Oh, that is not going to be an excuse for you. You are not using Kevin as your shield.
Yes, I am. He's very big.
Packing protons for 5. What if we find out Disney donated to a certain group in the news with the FBI right now? Well.
Oh, well, they were a 5013C according to the amazing attorney we had on.
We'll check it out. Listen, I think that's worth pulling the string on. We'll see.
Investigate. Yeah.
Snarky Distinct Nugget for $4.99. Best Rick Moranis Pro. Go. Oh, nice pooch. Nice doggy. We've got SFX F314 Sabretooth Raptor for 10. Hey, Pro, would love to see an AI video of Lorne battling Palpatine and Vader. But the battle is of wits in the next generation of Stratagema. Game, Palpy, and Vader lose. Thoughts? Culture?
Kevin's got the right reference. Yep.
Bore you
That's
too
the one
badly?
where they had all the wires on their fingers. Yep.
All right. I like it, SFX. Hang tight. We'll see what we can do. There's more. There are more Lorne clips on the way. John for 5, favorite MJ song. Matchup, Smooth Criminal to the scene where Obi-Wan has the high ground. Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie?
Annie, are you okay?
What's your favorite Michael Jackson interjection? You know do you know what that means? An MJ interjection? Is it the
You're just another part of me.
or is that
Shimon
Yeah,
now.
that's a good one.
All right.
All right, I'm going to start adding that. You know, we sometimes we'll do the Russianisms. We'll say with talent on loan from Walt. Timona. I don't think it's going to work. Tanil the 10th for 5. Sure, but why stop there? Rachel Zegler, Amanda Stenberg, Cynthia Erivo, Blake Lively, Amber Heard, Clara Patacci, Eva Braun, Typhoid Mary, and who else? The list goes on and on.
Scooter Braun, probably.
That's ignorant.
That's ignorant. Oh no.
Ignorant.
Open your mind.
Ignorant.
Kelly Oliver for 5. I was there when MTV launched. Then Thriller debuted and watched Captain EO at the premiere in Epcot. They can make it, but it won't retell a story for me. We'll see. I'll be going to the movie and doing a live review tomorrow night. That's right. We're back, folks, live tomorrow night doing a Michael review. Snarky for $4.99 again. Sasquatch said it. And then Wendy F for 5. Autoplay on YouTube can be turned off. Can it be turned off on Disney Plus?
Yes.
Don't know. Don't have it.
Yeah, it can be.
I think you can turn off autoplay on Disney Minus. You have to have Disney Minus.
We've got Snarky out there for $4.99. Mentor Pilot is a great aviation channel. Same creator does Black Box Disaster Channel 2. Super cool. Well, check it out. There's also, I don't know if you guys have seen the Canadian guy who goes and hides and camps in urban settings. Has that ever come up for you? Where he goes like to a cul-de-sac, or he'll go to a, the median in between
a camper in a camper van. Or
yeah.
I've seen those. Yeah.
I mean, who would have thought that you could make money doing that? Be like, okay, well, there's a random quickie mart. I'm gonna go sneak up on the roof and camp there and film myself.
If somebody wants to buy me a trailer, I need another studio location.
You need a that hobo place, really.
That hobo place.
Yeah. Okay. Bruce Newhouse.
Trailer park place.
Yeah. Wait, no, that's another TP. We're out of TPs and PPs around here. Bruce Newhouse for $4.99.
Whoa. You don't speak for me.
That park place, that pod place, folks. We got to get away from this acronym.
Hey,
Bruce Newhouse.
I used the G. That garden place. So
Culture. Don't ever say I used the. No, my God.
I used the G.
No.
What is wrong with that,
my man?
Folks, we'll be right back. We got to explain it to him. Hang on.
It's a super spring spritzo. Pedro's big year has Disney dropping. It's a super spring spritzo. Takes down Star Wars, Avengers, oh please. They picked the wrong people. Even Bree said, nah, woke is collapsing. Theater snapping. It's a super spring spritzo. Oh, spring spritzo. Switch to
really a location of mythical status, but you never say that, okay, Culture?
I don't know what I said.
I was just going to say I was surprised you could find it, but there you go.
Sometimes you want to go wherever. Bruce Newhouse for $4.99. My guilty YouTube pleasure is watching plumes singing and playing guitar for wild animals. Is that the guy who does the saxophone for the cows? Cows are not wild animals, but they could be, maybe.
Kenny G would do that.
He would. I mean, who wouldn't? Kayla, I mean, they'd wheel Ray Charles out there and tell him, hit Genius After Hours and play for the deer. Kayla for $5. I don't know what a deer is. Maybe it's just a big dog. Spring Spritzel, MJ style. We already did it, Kayla off. And then, wait. MJ style? We didn't do that. Let's see. Something like that. I don't know. Wolfle McGruffle, $5.52. Sending in the Super Cats. Unfortunately, we don't have Super Cats here. That's only on TGP, ladies and gentlemen. We can't play a Super Cat. It's called a Super Chat. Guys, how did we go so far off the rails on this one? Seriously, what happened to us?
Ryan Cat is a super cat.
Huh?
We have super cats in the chat.
Nothing.
We don't have Super Cats? No, it's a Super Chat. That's what the...
Oh. There's a super cat.
That is terrible. In every possible way, that is
I thought it was good.
It is unpleasing, and it is not at the quality that this show requires. I'll just tell you.
I don't like cats, so yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
You should see the movie.
Oh gosh, yeah, the butthole cut. You got to watch that.
I'm good actually.
Culture from now on, call it the addition, not the cut. It's really, I mean, we're on fire here. We're on fire. Folks, let's dive in. Let's talk about the dire situation as Paramount is getting revenge against Netflix. We're doing an exclusive. That's what they call this scoop right here out of that Park Place by Marvin Montanaro. Exclusivo. Paramount reveals major severance deal for Warner Brothers layoffs ahead of merger, not equal for all employees. But folks, what if I told you the angle here is revenge is thine, Paramount Skydance, the Ellisons. Hang tight, I'll explain why. It says, when talk of Paramount Warner Brothers layoffs started dominating the conversation around the proposed merger, the loudest detracting voices warned of mass job losses with little protection. Now, that Park Place has learned exclusively that a key piece of the puzzle may already be in place behind the scenes, and it could significantly soften the blow for many employees. Will it save the Starfleet Academy, folks? No. Will it give a pink slip? Probably not. But hey, hang tight. We'll tell you what's going on. According to a verified internal source close to Warner Brothers Discovery, speaking on the condition of anonymity, Paramount Global has agreed to a structured severance framework tied directly to the merger timeline. Per the information provided, employees who are laid off within 2 years of the official merger date will qualify for a minimum severance package calculated at 3 weeks of pay for every year of employment, capped at a maximum of 2 years of severance. Now that looks like an insane amount of money that Paramount is going to pay, except, wait a minute. Let's talk about the catch. You see, here's where things get complicated. Employees who had been flagged for termination during the previously planned Warner Brothers and Discovery Global restructuring that would have followed the now scrapped purchase by Netflix are not eligible for this enhanced protection.
Early discovery kicks him in the sack.
Dirty.
Ouch.
Ooh.
Ouch. Here's what Jonas and Marv had to say earlier, and then we'll go to our panel to let you know what we think about that.
There was a person who left the Disney company and started his own studio. And at that studio, they released a picture that was, I'm going to say, a slap in the face to the Disney company.
Wait a minute. That has nothing to do with this article. What the heck is... You know what, folks? I'm going to say that when I open this article, I bet we have done the same thing that Disney does with Disney Plus and the mall thing. I bet I let this play until it went to a new one. Apologies. How about we fix it? Ready? 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Backup plan engaged. Geeks and Gamers has this. Marvin Montanaro. Is Netflix working with Mark Ruffalo and other Hollywood celebrities to stop the Paramount Warner Brothers merger? You might say, Pro, this is from months ago. No, it's from today. The attacks are happening behind the scenes at one another at the same time that Paramount is getting revenge and saying, well, if you were going to get cut by Netflix, you don't get the severance today. At the very same time, allegations happening that Netflix is trying to still stop this deal with Paramount. It says, as opposition to the proposed merger between Paramount Global and Warner Brothers Discovery continues to grow, a new question is quietly making its way through Hollywood and Washington alike. Is Netflix helping fuel the resistance? According to a new report from Puck, P-U-C-K, insiders at Paramount and beyond are increasingly suspicious that the streaming giant may be working behind the scenes, either directly or indirectly, to slow down or even derail the deal entirely, which would then, by the way, are you ready, folks? You ready for us to bring it full circle? That would stop these people from losing their jobs that were already assigned by Netflix to lose their jobs and losing their severance. Kevin, this is a conundrum, a crazy conundrum, but at the heart of it all is a very angry battle between still Paramount and Netflix. They came out of this not liking each other one whit.
No. Yes, this has gotten beyond contentious. Although I'm one of those people who I'm still baffled that the Netflix deal was considered over Paramount's vastly superior offer to begin with. It just does not make sense. They're saying we're going to take the entire company, every single asset, try to give you as much cash as possible, and keep it moving, versus Netflix that just wanted very specific parts, while the rest of it, the part that was bringing the whole thing down, had almost zero valuation. What were you going to do with it? Bring it to the guy who gives you cash for gold watches in the mall? This was stupid. So I get it now. There's some animosity. We've got a non-story here, and that some employees are going to get a better severance package than other employees. Sorry, guys, that is life. Some employees have higher compensation. Some employees were just frankly more valuable. They get higher compensation packages. This all of a sudden, the rallying, the board leftist adult pretenders to be upset because now there may be an air of fairness in how the news gets portrayed to try to derail, a deal. Okay, that's boring. We've done this already. And what Mark Ruffalo is just turning into the oldest, most deranged cat lady lesbian on the planet. Give the guy a steak and tell him to sit down. What is happening?
So here's my question. As we look at this, as Netflix is trying to derail this, perhaps, if they're successful, if they were to somehow stop Paramount from closing this out and getting hold of Warner Brothers, would that save stuff like Starfleet Academy? Would that keep Kurtzman in power? Because right now the belief is that the Ellisons are the ones who are pushing him out and saying, we're done, no more. As we go forward, we're clearing you out of Paramount. We're taking on Warner Brothers. We're gonna clean things down. Like, if they lost Warner Brothers, Paramount might be forced to say, wait a minute, we don't have anything like what we thought we had. Bring it on back. We'll take more Kurtzman. I don't know, guys. What do you think about this? That Netflix is trying to put them in a position where they lose out on all their expectations, even this late in the game.
As part of the show tonight with myself and Lou, because we're going to be going live right after this show on T3PO. You should follow us over there. We're going to be talking about this and the exit pay package of over $525 million that Zaslav is going to exit with, that I think is absolutely insane. He's already a wealthy man, but now he's going to be, well, he's still not Iger wealthy, but he's done pretty well. And everything that he built and combined in order to parse out and sell in pieces got sold in one foul swoop that he could do nothing about. So as we look forward to, I think it's tomorrow's vote. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. That $525 million exit may be worth a lot less. So stay tuned, folks. We're not 100% sure on where this money actually finds itself.
Isn't it interesting that they're now saying that letter that's going around, supported by the usuals, Jason Bateman, you got J.J. Abrams, Florence Pugh, Dennis Villanueva, Ben Stiller, Kristen Stewart. We've seen Pedro Pascal, Mark Ruffalo, Jane Fonda. You know the list. Maybe supported by Netflix.
Jane. Yeah, Hanoi Jane.
First of all, they should have kept J.J. Abrams far away from that list because it's brutally self-serving. It's J.J.'s acolytes who have run roughshod over every streaming service, over every beloved IP, over every miserable, soulless reboot, woke disaster since what, 2012? And I'm sorry, I'm not one of these people who wants to pretend that Lost was good. Lost was always garbage. It took you 3 seconds to figure out that they were in purgatory. J.J. Abrams has always sucked since the second episode of Felicity, but his people keep getting work. So I'm sorry, I get it. He married well, and he allowed his wife to bully competent men out of their jobs with threats of allegations. And now that she doesn't have as much stroke, JJ can't get work because people realize we threw billions of dollars at this guy, and all he does is turn in other people's homework, and it's not nearly as good as we had to pretend it was when it first came out.
Boy, that is on point. That is on point. The other thing that's on point, Andrew, is the Netflix stock. I don't know why they're angry. Look at this.
That on point really points down.
But look, let me explain though, Andrew. As you see it dropping, do you know what caused it to jump up? I mean, no financial advice being given, but do you know that in the middle there, 3/4 in the way, do you know what caused it to jump? Do you know what event happened there?
Hit me.
Investors found out that they were not going to be buying Warner Brothers. That Paramount had won. The stock leapt up. Yet Netflix is still acting like the jilted, tilted, stilted ex-girl who's angry, that things didn't work out. They're still mad about this. It was great for them.
Can I solicit a question of the
No, you gotta go. You can, but it's Andrew's turn. Go ahead, Culture.
Well, no, it's important because it's Andrew's turn. Andrew, did you know that Netflix, just prior to making this offer to acquire Warner Brothers Discovery, did you know that they did a 10-for-1 split of their stock?
No.
Has it gone up since then, Pro?
Well, we just had it on the screen. It popped. The only thing that popped that stock up was when they found out, hey, we don't have to have Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
We don't have to take it. And the reason
dipped right back down though.
It has been dipping down. It's back where it was when it popped back up. They got some lift, but things have taken a little bit of a turn there. But Andrew, shouldn't Netflix be celebrating what they did? I mean, they cost Paramount a ton of money. They bid this sucker up into astronomical levels. They have put the Ellisons, the second richest family in terms of private wealth, they have put them in incredible debt. Walk away and claim the victory, Netflix. And yet, they're not.
It's an odd level of corporate pettiness that I can't quite wrap my brain around. Part of that might just be because I'm not a petty person, so I don't understand why people get petty about things to begin with. But to do it as a business, do it as a company, that's just stupid. That's not how you run a business. Just take your W or your half W, whatever you want to call it. Go away. Go back to producing whatever next disappointing season of a show that only you have is going to be. Like I don't care. I don't even watch Netflix anyway. The only time I watched Netflix when K-pop Demon Hunters came out because it was the Netflix exclusive, and I adore that movie. And then I said, "Bye, Netflix." It was that easy.
How much?
Lauren is desperately trying to find that unmute button.
I disagree with Andrew here because I actually think that's like as a corporation, you want to bloodlet your enemies at every available opportunity. I don't care if it's a paper cut. It's the stance that Netflix is taking, I think, is that they want to to crush their enemies, to drive them before them, and hear the lamentations of the women. I think that's all they're trying to do right now.
Lauren, it's Netflix.
Like Mark Ruffalo?
It-
Yeah,
it-
he's
it-
lamenting woman.
It's like the lamentation of their trans women.
Ooh. Ooh. All right, folks, we'll keep
It's a little deeper than those. Yeah.
We'll keep an eye on it, folks. But let me tell you, the battle between Netflix and Paramount might be basically over. But the hard feelings, the sniping, the anger, the fury, the hurt egos, those go on and on. Speaking of going on and on, we're about to be losing our best buddy up there, Culture Casino. He's going to hop on over to the Hollywood Backlot with Lou and you, where we will be forwarding all of you in just a few. Culture, what's up for you and Lou to discuss tonight?
Well, we're probably going to touch on, David Zaslav and his huge payday if it doesn't get countermanded by the board and the votes of the folks that are going to feel like they were robbed of 2 paydays. He was hoping for 2 paydays, and he wanted to stay on a job he's not going to get to keep. So, plus, a lot of self-serving in the background. I think there's going to be some conversation around that. We're also going to talk a little bit about, what's it called? The Nexstar Tegna, which I actually wrote an article on over at That Park Place.
The what?
I'm not sure if you saw that. Nexstar Tegna merger.
Nexstar Tegna.
Nexstar.
Nexstar.
Yeah,
Tegna.
they own TV stations. They were the ones that were telling the Jimmy Kimmel Show to pound sand.
I'm with you. Okay, Sinclair and Nexstar. Yep. I remember now.
Yeah. So Tegna is becoming part of Nexstar. Judge tried to stop it. We're going to talk about that and whether or not that'll hold.
Oh, I gotta tune in. I gotta find out about this. You guys are talking about something that even I don't know.
Yeah, and then I wrote an article on it. You should.
I'm gonna go read it right now.
And then Disney stock, we'll probably mention, but more importantly, we're going to talk about the lack of enthusiasm for Disney's next Marvel project, Doomsday, and the fact that they may have possibly paid influencers at Cineacon to go over the top with their support and cheers.
Heard about it.
Film. Yeah.
All right. Well, Culture, we can't wait to send folks over to you. And thank you for being here, buddy. You're one of the best in the biz. Wishing everybody will go over and subscribe to both your channel and that Garden Place, which, well, is also your channel. But both of them, folks, get over there and subscribe today.
Thank you. See ya.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a super chat goal out there. We did achieve, and it's going to be Lauren Connor's job as you send in a Q&A. All you got to do, folks, is type in Q&A and then put your question. And we're going to take 15 tonight, Lauren, more than usual, because we put down this is going to be a special one, and we hit that super chat goal, and we kept on going. Lauren, tell the folks out there, I know we have to reiterate this sometimes. Tell them a little bit more about ye old super chat goal and how it works.
Type in Q&A, put your question immediately after it. Do not put statements. Do not type Q and spell out and A. Again, only questions, not statements. Please make them serious questions if possible.
Can I put a Q, then an ampersand, then an @ sign as my stand-in A?
No.
Okay. You're just a
I
wet blanket.
hate you, real-life fake wizard. I hate you. Indian house. Stop it. Stop it.
Q and I. All right, folks, we've got one more story. We cannot wait to bring it to you because, as Culture was saying, it seems like the Disney company was not so confident in that whole Infinity Vision attack on IMAX. And they should not have been. Let's dive into how they ensured they were going to get at least a momentary win at Cineacon. All right, here it is. Perhaps one of the saddest stories you're going to see for a while from the Walt Disney Company. Caught red-handed? Well, maybe. That Park Place has it by Trevor Denning. Did Disney stack Avengers Doomsday Cineacon panel with paid influencers, a.k.a. shills, to manufacture a Marvel momentum? And dare I say, folks, to stop the boos that could have been thrown their way with the announcement of Infinity Vision. The article says Cineacon is an annual trade event held in Las Vegas where film studios showcase upcoming films and trailers that they present directly to theater owners, exhibitors, and members of the press in attendance. Disney was prominently featured this year's Cineacon with the trailer for Avengers Doomsday scheduled for release this December. The presentation drew an exceptionally enthusiastic reaction from the audience in the room. Now, some are openly questioning if it was organic. Unlike public fan events like Comic-Con, Cineacon attendance is primarily industry-based rather than general admission. Access is usually limited to accredited professionals, exhibitors, and invited media guests. Speaking in the podcast, The Town, host Matt Bellany said this: the people that were hooting and screaming, they were paid plants. He noted that Disney has denied the allegation while adding that his sense was that there were clearly influencers there. One of Bellany's guests, Amanda Dobbins, agreed, quote, there was a core group of people who were given access to the CinemaCon who were not there last year and who were very clearly given access because of their particular interest in Doomsday. On Monday night's Versus YouTube show, friend of the channel, Chris Gore from Film Thread echoed Bellany's impressions. He said that he was seated next to a group of people that whooped and hollered in an over-the-top way during Disney and Marvel presentations. Gore underscored the point, adding, it felt fake. It felt super fake. All right. Gentlemen's, here's why I think this is why Disney had to do it. And maybe they didn't do it, but I think they did it. And here's why I think they had to do it. Because CinemaCon is filled with all kinds of people who, one of the things that they love is they love great screens. And there's no better screen than IMAX. And Disney came out and went on attack mode, went into a crazy attack versus IMAX with this new Infinity Vision thing that is so ridiculously silly. It's them pouting because Dune 3 has IMAX and they don't. And I think, Kevin, they knew that if they came out and announced Infinity Vision, which everybody there, of all the people in the world, they were going to sniff this out and know this is a bunch of nonsense. These are theaters that already exist that you're not doing anything for. You're just declaring, hey, these are great theaters. You should go see our special cut over here. I think they were worried they were going to get a negative reaction, and they filled the front rows with shills. What say you, Kevin?
I agree. I maintain my position, the same one I voiced on Lord on Apollo on Friday. Whoever thought of Infinity Vision should be fired. As a matter of fact, I think they should be excommunicated from the planet. It is the worst, the absolute worst, de-chilling attempt at trying to feign relevancy ever. We understand what THX was because it was awesome, and it was an actual.
And every dang one of us cranked the crap out of the volume when it pulled
absolutely. Up. So with Infinity Vision, yay! Stop it! It's imaginary. It stinks. Just move your stupid date to your stupid movie that no one cares about. So I get they had to, because if there was going to be an honest reaction in the room, people would have laughed. After they were done being confused by the Infinity Vision announcement, they would have started laughing at the Infinity Vision announcement. So they had to shill it up. This is one of those times where I go, Disney actually did the smart thing. Now we all know the smart thing is not always the most honorable thing when it comes to Disney, but this was smart on their part, because this is the most pathetic attempt at trying to punish someone for not bending the knee I have ever seen. And it just really shows you how out of touch with where the public is and what the theaters need versus where Disney's head is at. Just of the sheer fact that theaters are clinging on to dear life, Disney should have moved its date.
Yeah, it's making everybody angry that they won't move the date. It's making everybody angry. Either accept that you're
Disney
not.
Thinks the industry revolves around that.
Oh, they think they can hip check it.
There.
Hey, Andrew,
it did
let me,
for a while.
Andrew, let me ask you about this, and we may have a slight delay, but let me ask you about this, Andrew. The talk going into CinemaCon was Disney was going to pull out all the stops. This was going to be huge. This was going to be the moment that we all realized just how amazing Avengers Doomsday is going to be. And it turns out, Andrew, we got basically nothing out of this, out of CinemaCon. There's no big stories. Nobody's super excited. It's just nothing. We are running out of time. When are they going to turn on whatever's going to win people over to the box office for Avengers Doomsday?
I think they're hoping that the movie itself does that. And right now, they don't have that luxury because they lost the audience's interest in large part. We're well into the apathy phase. Nobody cares anymore, right? So this could be a blast of a movie. This could be, one of the better Avengers movies. I'm willing to believe that. But the fact of the matter is, those people just don't care. They're not interested. They're checked out. Right. And so they have not gotten it through their thick freaking skulls that they need to do everything imaginable leading up to the actual theatrical release date of this film to get people excited. And they're not. All they've done is release, a handful of 15-second little teaser clips about each of the characters that's going to show up. Yeah, of course they're all going to show up. Everybody expected that already. Are you surprising anyone right now? No.
Andrew, the other problem
this is based on comic books. I've been reading comic books since I was 8 years old. And at 8.5 years old, I knew when people died, it didn't matter.
Right. Andrew, the other problem is that they've never faced this before. There are AI videos out there of fake scenes, of how it should start, of how it should end. And they're just, Marvel is describing what's going to be in the movie to some degree. And people are already making AI versions of it that might be better than what's in the movie when it releases. We need something that impresses people at some point that makes people say, yep, I can't make that on Grok Imagine. C-Dance can't do that. You guys got me. I'm there. I'm going. And so far, there's nothing, Andrew. Nothing. So it's no shock that they would need to sit in the shills.
I mean, that's been media for a while, a very long while, honestly. Like we see that with every big AAA game release, because the big Twitch streamers will get, the free codes and, they'll get obviously all the views and promotional stuff from the publishers and this and that. We see that with the trades. We see this with everything. I mean,
we used to even see this, Andrew.
News, but it does speak to the fact that they can't rely on just the product speaking for itself.
We used to even see this, and I don't know if it still continues. I'm not going to disparage anybody or any company, but we used to even see this to the point that video game companies would do all sorts of nice things for mods on Reddit, with the understanding that the Reddit mods would shut down anything that went against the company. So you're right. We've seen this for a long time. But Lauren, speaking to the idea that Disney knew they needed some people maybe there to help celebrate with them. That's not what you need, for example, at Godzilla Minus Zero. We all see it and we go, wow, that looks incredible. It's not what you need for Spaceballs 2. It's not what you needed for Project Hail Mary. And by the way, I don't think anybody out there can make a Project Hail Mary because it's so unique and amazing when you go see it. Amaze, that it's original. And that's what people are looking for. What is it that's going to be special again in theaters? And so far, Disney's struggling to find it.
Yeah, and it's incredibly short-sighted to take a strategy like this, too, because at best what you're going to do is hype up the audience that wasn't there to see the trailer into thinking maybe this is a good movie. If it's not, you haven't helped the franchise. You've captured some dollars in the short term, but you've continued to ruin the legacy in the long term. So it's terrible strategic thinking if they did do this. So I don't know what to advise them other than the same advice I would give to Star Wars, which is you need to start thinking smaller again. Smaller budgets, smaller stories, focus on the characters. Stop worrying about making everything galaxy spanning and universe ending and multiverse ending. You go so big at a certain point that the stakes, they're no longer measurable. And when that happens, the audience checks out. Also, stop disparaging your audience. It doesn't help at all.
Somehow the shills returned.
I'll say, here's the thing, though. They can't go small. They are so devoid of creativity, and like I say this all the time, of life experience, of knowledge of classic literature. We are stuck with people from a very myopic thought bubble who have nepotism their way through, and they only write what they see on TV. They write what they think they know, not what they know. So everything has to be galaxy world ending, a mega destruction spanning, because they can't tell a simple story. Most of these people have never had a genuine conversation with another human being. So they can't story tell. And the great purchaser, he didn't purchase talent. He purchased IPs to strip mine, because he figured, well, I'll buy this comic book company. They've got 70 to 80 years worth of blood diamonds I can extract from it. And then didn't count on the fact that one of his main hires will go, we can do it better. Oops, we can't go back and do that stuff now. And now they are stuck. They're stuck. Marvel is stuck. Star Wars is stuck. Whatever else they haven't unleashed from the Fox archives is stuck. They are just stuck. The talent isn't there.
What they ought to be looking at, in my opinion, is one of the best lines, I think, in the entire Marvel canon, is when Iron Man tells Peter, if you need the suit to be Superman, then you shouldn't have it, because it forced Spider-Man to think about things differently. It's like when you get to the near climax of that movie, and he's beaten badly by the Vulture, and he's got the whole building collapsed on him, and he's got to lift it up again. He's beat bloody, and yet he's still coming back. You need to get that scrappy kind of an attitude back when you have superheroes that have all of the resources in the world at their disposal. It's difficult to relate to them. That's part of the reason why I think something like Reed Richards and the Fantastic Four maybe is a little bit disconnected. Sometimes when you take the powers away from the characters and force them to deal with things on a smaller level, it forces them to remember, what is it that made that person a hero in the first place? And how do they act when they don't have all of those support systems around them? That's what really makes them a hero.
But again, look at the creative team. There's a reason why that creative team, along with John Watts, came back and gave you a very successful second movie. There's a reason why that creative team, although it did not perform well, was celebrated for what they attempted to do with Dungeons and Dragons, which is why the Ellisons have given them Star Trek. So if Disney was smart, it's not about purchasing IP. Now it's about going out there and finding talented people who aren't going to bore us to death with the message or the same old. We've had that for the last 20 years, and it's killed the movie theater business. It's polarized audiences to the point that no one wants to hear about anything anymore. And frankly, it's killed the toy industry because no one cares about merchandise anymore.
Bottom line, bring us back, and you won't need the shills anymore.
Now, commence Operation Vacuum Suck. Suck.
Hello there and hi there from Quick Buck Comics. We've been watching as companies like Disney, Warner Brothers, and Universal all universally suck. And then we watched as companies like Rippaverse and Big Man Comics came in to save the day. That's when we realized we could make crappy comics and do it the cheap way, by not doing the hard work that Rippaverse and Big Man Comics were doing. We've got characters like John Maynor, William Thompson, and Staccato DDS. Why? Because we stole them from the WDW Pro audience, because making characters is hard. And by the end of every comic, you get to draw your own panels. Why? Because art is hard. But please, folks, when you're done, make sure to buy our coffee that's made by someone else with our label slapped on it. Why? You guessed it. Making coffee is hard.
Sometimes I just know years ahead and slip in a joke that'll make sense down the road. I'm not going to say anything about that coffee. Just leave the coffee alone. We've been playing that for a long time, eh? All right, boys and girls, it's time for the Q&A. Before we hit it, though, we want to put up the super chat. So here we go. Eric Stratton is out there for 10. I was in college when Michael Jackson took off in the 70s. I have danced. Yep, bars said that. To every MJ song at the bars and the discos, but the slow songs. Oh, yeah. Wink, wink. Butter Biscuit for 5. Sorry, you lost me the moment you played Jonas and Marv. Please explain the Netflix thing briefly because I didn't get it. Sorry, it went over my head. So Netflix was going to buy Warner Brothers. They were going to cut some jobs, restructuring. It was going to be favorable to Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers seemed to want to be purchased by Netflix. Then that didn't work because Paramount bought them out regardless, beat Netflix. Netflix had to step away. And now the play that's happening behind the scenes is that Paramount's not going to pay those who were going to get a sweetheart deal from Netflix. So I know it's a little bit complicated. We're Avril Lavigne tonight, right? But we tried to explain that one. It's essentially two giant companies that went after each other and are not done yet. Aaron Sleeper's out there for $4.99. Netflix, one of the libraries, IP, best stuff I have seen from Netflix originals have all been foreign movies outside of the Hollywood mainline. There you go. Well said. And look at this. Snarky dropping a 50. Snarky, dude. Appreciate you, bud. Slapping their Oscar Mayer wee nanner on the table and being left out of the industry. I don't know if I have a clip that really embraces slapping an Oscar Mayer wiener. How about this one?
Wee nanner. It's a small nanner.
Oh.
Kagemusha.
Oh, dame yo.
Hey!
Good Lord! Name of all that's sacred?
It doesn't.
Japanese do game shows different.
They do. They play for keeps, baby. Let's see what else we got there. Thank you, Snarky. We appreciate you. Zach is out there for $9.99. Streamers are worse because the game is dead after a month, and they all just rush to be the first finishing the game. So why would I buy it if you played through it in a few 3-hour streams? Good question. That's why games need to be original every time you play them. Let's get on that. What do they call it? Lauren, what's the word I'm looking for? It's escaped me now. Like in Diablo, where it creates the dungeons on the fly for you. What's the word there?
Procedural.
Procedural. That's right. Thank you.
Procedurally generated. Yeah.
Yeah. We need to bring that back. I've thought about that before. That dungeon crawlers really, they need to be original every single time. We're in a place now with AI where that can happen. Where we can insert dungeon masters to make every experience different. Snarky is out there for $4.99. Mexican Iron Man, Iron Mike, is a superhero for suffering, unlike most, having an incredible presence all the while. Indeed. Go Mexican Iron Man. And Butter Biscuit, member for 28 months. Pro. Thank you. Loved the Avril Lavigne reference. Because these companies make everything complicated. All right, Lauren. It's time to get to these Q&As. Let's see what our guests, our stars, the best of us have to say.
First up, Kara creates. Why am I not Andrew's favorite person? I don't appreciate it.
Andrew, you're on the hook here.
I'm sorry, Kara. You know you're one of my favorite people. You were one of the greatest people to work with.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Sorry. But I
That's kind of awkward.
Whoa.
Yikes. Lauren, next one, please. Get us out of this situation. This is...
No, I kind of like the freeze frame just on Andrew's face.
She'll probably assault me. She'll probably assault me at the next convention, though, as recompense. It's fine. And I won't see it coming because she's like this short.
Oh, backhanded on the back end. Acolyte or Ahsoka?
Ahsoka. And it's awful. But I'll go with Ahsoka.
That's rough. That's like
it's Ahsoka. It's Ahsoka. There's no doubt it's Ahsoka.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awful.
Yes.
Ahsoka, but with a qualifying reason. You can use the world between worlds to eliminate the Acolyte.
I'll go with it.
Juliet, film you went to see you thought you would like, but didn't.
Well, Tron Ares. I went and saw it before any reviews, and I thought it would be better than it was. I thought I would at least, it would at least be average, and it was awful. It was absolutely awful.
I can't think of a single movie I saw in the last few years in theaters that I didn't enjoy. Granted, I didn't go see that many.
Did you see Tron Ares?
I did not see Tron Ares.
Okay.
No, I was initially going to, and then
close
Jeff over on world class.
BSers?
He said, "Man, like I know you were looking forward to it. Like, wait for it to hit streaming.
Don't hurt yourself, right?"
Really? It's like, dang it.
Kevin, what say you? Film you thought you wanted to see, but you didn't like it.
I don't know. Well, I think really,
say something super popular so it can be very controversial. We'll never live it down.
This is interesting because he likes all the schlock, so I'm curious.
Look, there's a difference between schlock and what we get today.
Like say the Goonies, okay? Just really enrage people.
Yes.
I don't care for the Goonies.
I don't know about I don't know what the deal is about the Goonies anyway. Get over it, people. Stop
Hey,
it.
you guys.
Just because it was a bunch of kids when we were kids doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah.
Same thing about the Sandlot too. Stop knocking the ball in your neighbor's yard.
Yeah. Movie over.
Yeah.
Fifth Element for me. Does Geeks and Gamers have a beef with side scrollers?
Not to my knowledge. I think not that I have heard. Everybody's easy breezy. Now you ask about some other YouTube channels out there today that are trending sometimes, and I might have to just seal my lips on that one. But no, I don't have any beef with side scrollers. Lauren, do you have a beef?
Oh, I've got all kinds of beefs.
That's why we call you LaBeef.
Daniel Cron.
Wait a minute. Did you say? Oh no! I just know what you. Keep going, you.
Did you watch A Great Awakening?
Yeah, you're caught. You switched that F to a different.
Oh man.
I did not watch A Great Awakening. Anybody else?
Not yet.
No.
Okay. Well,
The only great awakening I'm aware of is when I wake up in the morning.
Daniel, we apologize. We have not. We have not satisfied.
It is a movie about Ben Franklin and one of the I cannot remember his name, but he was a minister in the colonies and their interactions.
I saw the trailer for that and wanted to go see it, and I didn't even know it was out.
Trailer looks good, but I haven't seen it yet.
When did it come out?
I'm not aware. I didn't.
Well,
realize
talk
it was
about
out
terrible marketing. I mean, even if it's made by a little indie company, I don't know who it is. Was that Angel Studios?
I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I thought that their release this year was Young Washington.
Okay. Well,
So
I wanted to see A Great Awakening, and clearly it. We cover this. We're in the industry, and they didn't even land on the radar. Easter Day, they say, okay, well, I'm gonna go find it. I'm gonna watch it.
Spicy Rosetta 777. Do you think Disney will ever require their glory days? And I assume that means get back to their glory days.
Not in the same way. Not in the same way, but they don't have to. They could get back into a good spot, but I don't. They're in a really rough place because it's going to take 10 to 15 years to empty out all of the horrible hires they made that were not based on any kind of merit, but based on just, hey, how do you like to find people, to have fun with at night? What's your preference in the bedroom? Like, not a great way to pick your Imagineers, not a great way to pick your animators.
Donovan Bradford. Favorite sci-fi starship and why?
All right. I'm going to wait till the end. I've got a fun one.
I've got a couple.
Okay, well, you go first then. These guys, now I can see the wheels moving for them.
I've got a couple. So the ones that I'm going to go for are the Naboo N1 Starfighter. I loved that Starfighter the second I saw it in theaters when I saw episode 1 with my dad as a little kid. And it actually made me super happy, even though it makes no freaking sense for a bounty hunter to have because you can't throw anybody in it. But like Mando's upgraded one that totally looks like he threw a Hemi in it. I'm like, oh, I'm here for this. This is dope as crap. But the other one is actually from Mass Effect. It's the Normandy SR2.
Have you seen the UCS Lego set for Mando's N1 Starfighter?
No.
It's coming out soon. Looks great.
Dang it.
$250.
Okay.
It's a little high for the piece count, but I'm telling you, it's a gorgeous ship.
Kev, what say you?
I was gonna say the Defiant. Love the Defiant. It's one of my favorite ships. The Normandy, the Enterprise E. I love the Enterprise E. We did not get enough time with that beautiful thing.
And Lorne.
The Millennium Falcon's always going to be my favorite starship, but I'm going to throw a second in as well because I've flown it more than any other ship, and that's the X-Wing. You know, those two, you can't go wrong with either one.
All right, I'm going to give you one that nobody's expecting. The Navigator from Flight of the Navigator, the 80s movie, and I'm going to pick it for a reason that has nothing to do with its lore or its aesthetics. It used some of the first 3D modeling and reflective textures ever in cinema, and they matched it up with a physical prop. Very, very cool, and was way beyond what they should have done for a little kids movie in terms of the technical attempt. Way to go back in the 80s. Impressive.
Respect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Master of Muppets. Andrew, outside of Rippaverse stuff, what is your favorite project you worked on and why?
Oh gosh. Well, I guess I get to do a little self promo here. So me and Mary have a Harry Potter lore channel called Room of Requirement, and I'm a big lore junkie when it comes to anything I decide to really dive and sink my teeth into. And so I like writing scripts and diving into stuff that's like the less commonly known stuff. And so I have a video series coming out soon that's a two-parter on that channel that dives into the differences in ideology between Voldemort and Grindelwald and how they were alike and how they were also vastly different. And it was a really fun thought exercise video series to do. And I think people are going to find it kind of thought-provoking and interesting. So I would have to say that.
Very cool. And folks, don't forget, go over to ArcStream, False Start #1 with the Rippaverse, and find your next comic you should be inclined to be reading. Come October here, it's coming for you. So get over there and subscribe. Pre-order today.
Thank you.
Even when? Is Lauren going to continue the Dark Forces remaster playthrough that he started years ago now? No, probably not. That wasn't intended to be a playthrough of the game. It was mainly me playing around with OBS Studio just to see if I could set it up properly to do a game stream with my face on it, and also to call attention to the fact that the remaster was out. If I ever do start putting content up again and do any type of video gaming content, it would likely start with X-Wing VM. So if I get some time to do it, that's where you'll see me. Chef Eddie, Pro, how does it feel to be whooped by a puppet troll again and again and again and again on Fortnite?
I did do and say horrible, regrettable things.
I will just say, 1v1 in Fortnite is just shotguns. That's all it is. It's not rifles. It's not sniping. I would beat the troll in long range, but in shotguns and shotties, he's the one.
Things are going down the crapper. It's not good for investors. It's not just one bad decision. You're getting a golden tree in. Dang it, Bob!
You can choose to feel sorry for yourself. I hope you don't.
Snark again. Why is Sasquatch so hairy, and why does he preface so frequently with "look" and "again" so often?
The fatigue levels, I think, as those go up, so do the references to "look" and "again."
Cape Canaveral. After no less than 5 movies called The Mummy, should an official end be called to using the same title for unrelated movies?
I'm looking forward to a Mummy.
Wolf of McGruffle III. Who's your favorite panelist on the Pro Show?
My favorite panelist on the Pro Show. I like me pretty well.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
A really good save.
Yeah.
Sean, formerly artist John. Favorite Star Trek movie?
Kev?
I Star Trek 6, I think, is the best Star Trek movie of all time, but Star Trek 5 is my favorite. It's controversial, I know, but I love the fact that you're seeing all these characters at the height of their powers, just fully comfortable and like kind of just like having a mundane day at work. Some hippie shows up and wants to feel everybody's pain and wants them to go do something ridiculous and go meet God, and they're like, okay, must be Tuesday.
All right.
I am self-admitted not a Trek fan, despite having grown up and probably watched the entirety of Next Generation with my family growing up. Mary and I are currently going through Voyager, and I'm actually really enjoying that. However, I'm not a big Trek guy overall, so I'm gonna give an answer that's gonna piss a lot of people off. And you know what? I'm okay with it because you're not my real dad. I actually really like Trek 09.
I thought you were going to say that. And here's the thing. If things had gone differently after 09, I think a lot of people would agree with you.
Yeah.
But they ruined it. But it was positioned, and people were hugely supportive. But darn it, JJ and his mystery boxes, man, he just can't stop. Lauren?
I tend to agree with Kevin on Undiscovered Country, but I can't leave Wrath of Khan out of the conversation. And I love First Contact too. So I'm cheating. I'm taking 3.
Wrath of Khan for me. Wrath of Khan
Wrath of Khan is good.
All right.
That's a good movie.
Keep on going, Lauren. What do we got?
Smith and Sons. What is y'all's favorite Bible verses?
Smith and Sons. All right. I'll take this one first so I can give everybody a chance to think on that one. I'm going to go John 3:17. For God sent not his son to the world, or for God sent not his son to condemn the world, but that through him the world might be saved. I think that is often forgotten. People say the 3:16 and they don't remember 3:17 puts that into the proper light. And then I'll also say that I really like 1 Samuel 16:7. For the Lord does not see as man sees, for man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart, i.e. the divine, the utmost, knows you intimately and what it is that you're aiming for, even when others do not.
No, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yep.
Mine's Isaiah 40:31. So those who trust in the Lord will find new strength. They will mount up on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint.
Lauren, is there a Bible verse about sturdy women?
I kind of hope so. I'm gonna go looking now.
Blessed is he who finds a sturdy woman. Strong shall his household be.
for she art load bearing. Yep. There you go. I'll select that one until I come
That's
up with
not even a what? Did you cheater? All right, Kevin. Anyone you want to throw out there? You good?
Trying to be a good Catholic schoolboy, but Proverbs 17:17. A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah,
that's a good one. I like that one too.
That's good.
All right.
That is good. Yeah.
We got one more out here, folks. It's not a Q&A, but from Ro Tinkin, it says, Pro, it's called a Termaxian drone ship. You got me, it is. All right, moving quickly because we got to get everybody over to the Hollywood Backlot with Lou and you. One Dirty Bird for 2, Serenity, a la Firefly. We've also got the M4 Empire, Power to the Niners, best starship is Normandy from Mass Effect. And then wrapping it up for the night, Snarky Distinct Nugget for 199, Flight of the Navigator, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Amaze, amaze, amaze. Folks, you amaze us. Get over and check out what? This one, Arcstream False Start #1 on Rippaverse. Lord and Apollo is back on Friday night. We'll see at 11 p.m. and the Pro Show continues at noon as we do what we do. And what we do is what the good Lord put us on earth to do. And that is uncover the hallowed halls of Hollyweird. To the Backlot with Lou and you go. We'll see you all real soon.
It's a super